Hands and knees is another position that we might use when working with the spine stabilization program. To challenge that, you can use the accessory called the scrunch. So here you can use forearm planking, or you can go to hands and go to either side, but we're going to start with forearm planking. So you can start simply here by having the knees draw in and then slowly control the glide board back down. The lower you go requires, it's less resistance, but it might require more control. Again, it's that concept of walking on a surface that has ice versus walking on a surface that does not have ice. Transitioning movement patterns can be just holding that position where the knees are in, or you can bring one knee and start to have it extended out. So we'll straighten out one leg, and the leg can be on the glide board or can be lifted, and you can start to bring the knee into your chest. You can also progress to both knees off the ground, off the glide board rather, and then you can transition also into a piking motion. Just note that you need to be cautious when you're working with someone that the movement is really coming from the core and not this overactivation of the hip flexors. So you don't want to go too heavy in the beginning when working with your clients. Note that you can also take this movement pattern, and rather than pulling in, you can do more of a pushing out, so you can reverse the movement. So in this instance, you would bring the glide board all the way down, and we'll bring the scrunch to the bottom edge of the glide board. And we'll show you how what that looks like. So you transition the movement, the scrunch down. I'm going to lower the incline level in the meantime. Again, I'm going to start someone off not too high and not too low, because we're going inverted, and that means that it's going to require more upper body strength. You're going to have to find that sweet spot for each patient in which how you're giving them enough force that they don't feel like they're on that ice, but you're giving them also enough assistance with their upper body so they don't feel like they're stabilizing and holding on and then compensating in the upper body. So again, you can do a pushing back sensation with both legs. You can transition to one leg with a bicycle. First, you can have the leg down, and then you can progress to the leg in. You can add a movement pattern of the leg moving as you're pushing back. And then again, in this position, you can move into a piking. You might, I'm going to have Jeff show this here, is that you might have also someone use their hands, and they can grab either side of the scrunch too, and that might be a little bit easier for someone if planking is more challenging onto their forearms. So get creative with the scrunch and start taking up different exercises in that hands and knees position, and then you can see how you can again even transition into a plank.